Hey, how's it going? I am Merkaba18. Today I'm bringing you another video from Rainbow Six Siege. I am in a custom game here in which I am using Flores. So this is a Flores video. This is another in the line of videos in which I am trying to imagine what a siege operator might look like as a Rainbow Six extraction operator. So as I said, we're mentioning today we're going to be using Flores, one that's been highly requested and one that I've been looking forward to conceptualizing with you guys. As always, I want to make sure everybody's subscribing to the channel here. Please make sure to like and comment below if you like this video. Helps me out immensely, and it's absolutely free. So thank you for doing that if you have not yet done that. And I also want to mention real quickly here, the channel sponsors at Rogue Energy and Hydration. This is their Raspberry Peach Blend for hydration. It comes with essential vitamins. And it's basically just a great way to keep yourself hydrated during these warmer fall months until we get into the winter. Stay hydrated while you're gaming. Make sure to check out their channel in the panels below, and there is a link to the website. You can get free samples if you wish to try their product for free. I swear by it. And you can use my code, Merkaba, at checkout for 20% off of your purchase, with exceptions, obviously, in certain ways. Now, I also want to mention that they have a energy series and an extreme series. So there's 3 different product lines. The hydration series is essentially a way to keep hydrated without caffeine. It has 0 sugar, 0 sweeteners, and that goes for all of their products. Their energy blend has additional energy complex and a little bit of caffeine, like 130 milligrams, so a little less than a cup of coffee. And then their extreme series is sort of like a pre-workout. It's got like 300 or 400 milligrams of coffee and 0 sugar, 0 sweetener. So it's an all sweetener-free product. So that's enough of that. Let's get into the content here. So Flores is a attacking operator in Siege. And I'm going to start with some of the basics of how he works here in the game. So he gets 4 little drones. And what you do is you press R1 to pull the drone out. And as you can see, it gives you a little remote control car and the actual car itself. So we'll go ahead and deploy it. Now, one important thing to know when you deploy the RC drone is if you look at the bottom left or the middle left there, you'll see there is a timer. That means that within that time frame, it's going to stop moving. And then after a couple of second delay, you will hear it explode. So it's essentially basically like an RC C4, except that it's primarily used to destroy utility in Siege. It's not really intended to kill players, or you can get kills with it if they stand there, but it's not really what it's used for. It's used to get rid of utility, etc. And the one thing to keep in mind too with Flores is that you cannot stop moving the drone. Like the drone moves forward. Regardless, once it's deployed, it doesn't stop moving. You can move it left to right, you can jump with it a little bit, but it doesn't stop moving forward. And so you want to deploy it when you're about ready to use it. Now, that is one main difference that I can see happening in Extraction, is I can see him having a little bit. Let's go ahead and deploy another one, and I'll talk about what it might look like differently within Extraction. I think you will need to deploy it the same way. I think you'll see 4, maybe you'll see it recharge, maybe you'll need to have boxes. I honestly think this is one of the ones where you'll see ability boxes come into play. I don't think you'll see it recharge on its own, because it'll end up being pretty strong if they do ever add it. I do think that you'll end up with quite a bit longer timer. I don't think it's even going to have a timer within Extraction. I think you can stop it from moving potentially, and treat it a little bit like an RC drone, so like an XR drone that does intel gathering, scans potential enemies maybe for a short time. There obviously is going to be some weaknesses to it. I don't think it'll scan cloaked Archeans. I don't think it'll be a permanent scan. It'll be sort of like a soft ping, so that people can see it, and then when it's gone, those pings go away. Because you kind of want to use this primarily for what I think it will be used for, which is a mobile C4. So imagine we all know how strong C4 is within Rainbow Six Extraction, but imagine being able to remote control detonate a C4. Maybe it's got a 45-second timer, and so you can scout around a little bit, find the perfect place to plant it, and then go from there. I do think you're going to end up seeing something similar to with Echo, where you're in the C4 drone controls. You're going to end up being weaker meaning like you're not going to be able to, you'll be vulnerable to damage. So like as you're moving the C4 around, the counter to that would be that things can hit you. So you want to make sure you're doing it in a safe place, that kind of thing. I do think it'll be incredibly sensitive, the same way Echo's drone is in the game at the moment. But I think essentially what you're going to end up seeing is it's a mobile C4 in which you can move it around, stop it, move it backwards, and you'll get a little bit of a soft scan. I do think that this is going to be stronger overall, like in terms of damage, than C4 because of the limited number of them, and because it's intended to be, they've taken this pattern with extraction up to this point with new ops, that everything is a little bit more powerful than it even conceptually should be. So I think you're going to see this probably one-shot everything all the way up to Apexes. I don't think it'll one-shot an Apex, but I do think you'll do, 80 to 90% of an Apex's full health with one of these. I think it will have no damage caps, meaning it will hit anything within the area, immediately destroy it. Armored nests, I think it'll destroy, well, and let me take that back as well. I don't think it'll one-shot Proteans either, obviously, because those are intended to be sort of bosses, if you will. But everything else within range, and I think it'll be a pretty tight circle, will immediately be eviscerated. I think it will also detonate walls of any kind, except unbreachable walls, obviously. I think it'll detonate doors and that kind of thing as well. So it'll be pretty interesting to see how this works. I don't think you'll end up seeing it... if it's in the front, I don't think you'll end up seeing it immediately destroy smashers as well. But everything, it'll definitely take them stun them and make them fall to their knees as they do. But if it's behind the smasher and it hits the weak spot, I can imagine that would one-shot a smasher. But that's pretty much it, really. I think this would be an incredibly good addition to Rainbow Six Extraction. I think he would bring something to the table that we have not yet seen. But what do you all think? I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you again for the next video.